So my name is Leidy Mosquera. I'm an assistant program director at Grand Street Settlement. My department is benefit assistance. So while I was creating this demo, I was just thinking, what what problem do I currently have that I could solve, and it could also help me in the process. We all have millions of problems, and I do have a weird joke, a little joke. I was gonna say, like JC said. We all have 99 problems, but I feel like me missing the connections with the clients shouldn't be one of them. I'm also a mom, so my jokes are weird and awkward. What I did here under Crowd is I created a quick 30 seconds conversation intake that I could do with clients. Usually when I go into the bathroom, I'm going somewhere upstairs to meet my boss. There's always clients on that route. I don't want to be rude to those clients, so I stop, I provide them the information. And the thing is that we are, how do I say it? It takes a couple of minutes when you're doing that with a client, providing them that information, right? And then what I do is I rush back to my desk and get the information, try to write down their names, their phone number. Sorry. So what I created, and this is the clean version or the prompts. It's an app that on my phone, because I always have my phone with me, that if I see this client, even if I provide them that quick information, I at least get their contact information and then I could follow up. So I'm just gonna run it and then I'm gonna show you guys the actual output. And while it was a very clean prompt, it took about an hour back and forth, letting them know our process, usually what benefits we assist the clients with, and what information I would like to capture. Like if I see a client, I would like their name, their phone number, if they have time, maybe the date of birth, the service that what benefits they already have, and I would like a copy of that interaction to be sent to my email for records. And also, I was thinking regarding my boss, how can my boss also see this information itself? Um, I c- with the app also, it creates a master list that if all my caseworkers or all the caseworkers in the program are using it, my boss will be able to see all these connections that we had. Let me share you the finished product because I know this takes a little bit of a time for it to produce, but let me see how do I switch to that. I do hope I'm making sense in some sort of way. Give me a second. Thank, thank you guys. Um, Let me see if I could. Okay. And I am having a little bit of trouble. Let me see with the app itself. 1 second. With the sharing. Yeah. Okay. So sorry. Technical troubles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the PowerPoint. I figure I was going to get a little stuck, so I created a PowerPoint presentation. So what I have here, I call it the 30-second front door capture. So this is capturing clients' information. All the information that you're going to see regarding the clients is just fake information. This is like a personal prototype for myself. Usually what we do an intake for our clients. We use our single stop system that process takes a little bit, but it's very detailed. So I just wanted something that was going to take about 30 seconds or so, and I will be able to just quickly input the client's information, right? So usually what the client does, they stop is the whole conversation, even though I put 3 minutes, I have taken more than 10 minutes with the client, and usually within that time, I provide them also the answer. But I do lose that connection. So what I did here, let me see. Let me just move this, sorry. Um, so I built the prompts, like I said, this is a copy, like a small summary of the prompts that I put. And I feel like even though God is helping, the AI isn't really, how do I say it? um, is a great tool, but it still needs our input and our knowledge to know exactly what we need and how we can help our clients and help ourselves. The tool itself is a one-stop screen, 30 seconds. It runs on the phone. It does not store any information of the client. It just gives you the option to send that information to the email itself, to your personal email, to also copy that information to the Excel sheet or to send it to another caseworker, depending on what you did. Either you schedule an appointment for that client, you saw that client at that moment, or you refer that client to um, another company or another nonprofit site for a different service. I do apologize. I keep skipping because I'm a little, even though I created this presentation, when I talk from the heart, I skip a little and I go back. Sorry. So every capture, like when you input the client's information and you say, what do they need help with? Like SNAP housing, right? Um, Here, what it will do is it will give you this output with whatever information the client provided you with. And what you could do is you could email it to yourself. You could copy it to Excel. So sorry. Let me just move this bar here. Or copy and record. So you could copy and paste to whichever, like a Word document. Um, and then I do apologize. Once you have captured this information of the clients, what it technically does on that master list, it provides all this information to the boss or the supervisor. Okay, the total contacts that we did for this week were 47. You know, the staff, the service, what is the status? Was it handled today? An appointment? Was it referred out? Um, and then what didn't work? Okay. In the first version, to be honest, it was just a lot of back and forth. It was just a lot of putting my notes. It gave me an output. Sometimes I didn't like it. So what I did is because sometimes I keep telling it things, I just use the record. I love that option with Claude that you could tell it, you could actually speak to it, and it's better for me than typing it. And we were just I would it would give me an output. I would use the app. It wasn't what I needed it to be, so it was trial and error. Um, I also built it because we do have different clients with different languages. So this format, the app itself, I'll try to see if it's done so we could like play with it real quick. You could change it to different languages. I did have the caseworkers here to assist me, like to double check the translation to see if it was correct or no. Since this is still AI, it's will be best to check ourselves. And I also put it that the client's data should not be stored. Um, uh, you know, as of right now. And that's it. But let me show you guys the app. I believe it's finished by now. Then I'll be done. So sorry. Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the app. Hopefully you guys are able to see it. Um, Let me see. Are you okay? You guys are able to see it. Good. Okay, let me go back to it. And let me click on my email. Bye. Got my mama's name. Okay, let me see. And she needs help with Medicaid. If the person has an additional minute, because I did went to our single stop and see what questions I could put, maybe real quick, see what site they were maybe referred to. So if we know what internal program, send them to us and their date of birth. I mean, even though I put that that's optional, I'm pretty sure I could ask that of a client real quick while having that conversation. But okay, let me see. Yeah, okay. Okay, let me see. Schedule appointment for August 12th. Okay. And then save contact. So maybe that took me a little longer than the 30 seconds, but here you could have the option to copy and paste. You could copy the record, copy for Excel, email it to me, email it to someone else. When you click these two options, it prompts you to enter the email for the person, copy to Excel. You would just copy and paste, and then on this Excel sheet, you'll be able to, it will provide you with all that information with services that the person is currently receiving. And you will just continue for the next client. I do want to show you guys the languages. I put English, Spanish. I put Bangla because we do have Ba- Bangla because that's what the language that my boss speaks. And we also put Mandarin and let me see. Yeah, Mandarin and I'm not gonna say which languages these are because I'm not sure. But I put five different languages. So if you want it in Spanish, it changes to Spanish. Um, and if you want it in, see, it changes. And yeah, but the output will always be in English. Like if you were to go to the Excel page to like copy and paste, it will be in English for all of us to understand. And I'm done, and I'm gonna stop talking now.